the design positioning function on the Husqvarna Viking Designer Epic 3 is truly epic. This feature has been on the Viking machines for many years now, allowing me to not have to hoop perfect for when I'm ready to stitch out something that's gotta be precise. We are going to be able to move a design within 1/10 of a millimeter into position, connecting designs if you've got rehooping designs. Hi, I'm Sarah from sewingmastery.com, and we're doing all the free video tutorials on this beautiful machine, and there is a link to the entire playlist in the description below, along with online courses we have also created to help you master every corner of this machine. And actually, we have created a design positioning masterclass. The masterclass is going to help you learn through a series of hoopings. Now this is actually one of our practice pieces. This actually has 6 hoopings, helping people kind of figure out what they're doing before they go on and do the 20 hooping whole cloth quilt. There's so many options here. Here I've actually just used variegated thread on white fabric, and we're going to work through just some basics of how the design positioning works. But you really need to have something, a project or something that you force yourself to actually do and use to help you get used to this feature. And as I like to tell all my students, once you learn what design positioning is, you are going to live in this area of the machine before you actually stitch out. So I honestly will hoop something up, and for today, what we're going to do is I've just drawn this kind of diagonal line, and I'm going to position a name on screen using design positioning to actually be placed exactly on this line. So that is something. Yes, we do have the scan hoop option, which we do have a video on. We'll link it right up here. We also have the ability to project your design down onto the fabric once you have it positioned, and you can see that it's actually in place. So the scan and the projection, they are very, very close to exact positioning. But when you actually use the design positioning, or by the words I just used, exact positioning, you are going to get one level higher of being able to position to the exact hole. I've also used design positioning should I accidentally have my fabric come out of the hoop, or I've removed the fabric from the hoop before I realized I, for example, forgot to stitch the last color. How many of you have done that where you've taken it out of the hoop and then you go, oh shoot, it's not done yet. There was actually one more color, one more outline, or one more little detail that it needed to stitch. And you need to put it back in the hoop and make sure things are still aligned, especially if it's outline related. You need to be spot on. And this is how you're going to do it. So I'm going to just start by going into some lettering. I'm not going to go into anything too fancy, but let's just take I'm going to just do my name and close it down. I've told the machine what hoop I am in, and I can go right to stitch out. I don't do anything else. I don't care where it's sitting on that particular screen. I'm going to go ahead, get to the stitch out screen, follow the directions, and attach the hoop. Touch OK. All right, right here at the bottom, there is a little image with what I call a bullseye, and it says exact position. Up to now, the term is design positioning, so that term we do kind of use simultaneously. So not only do I use this for like what we're going to do, a little bit more advanced, where we're going to kind of make this word sit on this exact line, but here is also where you can tell the machine, just show me the center of the design. You see the little green plus move to the center, and that is what step 1 is. It says, and always read as you're kind of learning this, the steps you use. Move the green cursor to a point in your design you want to match. So I moved it to the center. Okay, let's do that. And then step 2, move the design to align the locked point of the desired position on the fabric. So here, when I move the point, I see my hoop over here moving. The needle is the center of that design. So if you have marked your fabric, you're looking to move the needle to the center of that design, and then you can go on from there. Now for today, I am actually needing to know not where the center of the design is, I need to know where the bottom of the S is. So let's just kind of back out one level. I'm going to move the green cursor to near where I think I want it to be, and I'm going to zoom in. So that is really the key. And as you zoom to cursor, minimize the zoom options. Now I can just move that cursor to one of those last stitches on the bottom of the S. Okay, so right now we're back to step 1. I've set the green cursor where I want it to be. Go to step 2. So each of these steps are a different part of the function. Now it says move the design to the desired position on the fabric. At this point, sometimes I'll lower my needle down just so I can see it a little closer to where it will come into the fabric. And then I'm just touching and dragging the design a little closer. And I can see I'm getting close to my line, but I'm not there just yet. Once I get like nearby, then I'm going to use those 4 arrows that are on the screen to kind of nudge it down into position. You can hold your finger on it, and as soon as you get it on that line, see how wow, that is zeroed in on that particular point. So I was using these arrows to fine tune as I was moving it down. Now I'm going to go back. Let's just go ahead and see the entire hoop of the design. But because our line is slanted, we are going to go to step 3. So step 3 says move the green cursor to another point of the design you want to match. So what it does is it puts the first one that we had is now a locked point, and this next one is going to allow us to pivot on the first one. So it's kind of the same thing since we want our letters to sit on that line. I'm going to move that green cursor till it's close to the bottom of the A, go to the zooming features and zoom to cursor, close down the zoom options, and move that a little bit higher. Now, here's a little trick. I have noticed that, did you notice how the A was hard to see? And that's because the S is the one that's actually highlighted. If you go ahead and confirm, so in other words, we're not done yet, but we're going to come out real quick, is to go ahead and turn off ghost mode so all the letters are the same, and then go back into exact positioning. Now when we pick up at step 3, zoom in on the cursor. Now I can see a little better where the bottom of those stitches actually are, nudge it if I need to, and then zoom back out if I want to see the whole entire design again. But now what's going to happen is when we go to step 4, you're going to have, this is the pivot point. So and you'll notice that the arrows that we can use now are just the left and right. You're going to be able to slide that up or down. So you can see this arrow is actually bringing this up, which is the direction we need to go. So I can go ahead and kind of touch and drag and get into the near vicinity. Let me bring you over to the fabric so you can see what we're looking at. So we are still locked on this point, the first one that we did, but now as I bring that up, let's bring that needle down a little closer so we can kind of see how close we are getting. As we are bringing this all the way up till we hit that line, use those arrows for any fine tuning for a little bit more up or down as necessary. But once you have positioned your design on the line, you're ready to stitch. We can go ahead and confirm our location. And you can see that it moves to the first stitch of that design. So if it doesn't look like it's starting right on your line, that's okay because it knows where the design is going to be. It just hasn't, that's not where the stitch is usually going to start. So that also throws people off when they use the exact positioning to where it's going to be. So once you're here, trust the process, stitch out your design. It will sit right on that line that we have done. Now there's a lot more within the exact positioning that allows you to use the center marks. You can also find the corners of your design as you kind of go around. You can pick one of an edge placement. So if this was a square design, we could just pick, say, the upper left corner and align it with something else that might already be stitched out, and that's where our alignment is. There's so many places that I use design positioning, exact position here, and especially take the time to check out the masterclass. We'll put links below where you can check it out, and in all of our classes there are free videos that you can watch to see if that course is right for you. And remember, those designs are included with the course enrollment. I hope to see you in class soon.